Greetings and namaste. My name is Siobhan, a member of the Ascension Transition Team, and I am bringing forward a message regarding the full moon that peaks on October the 1st. As you may or may not know, full moons are a time of letting go. So this particular reading I will be doing is actually called the Flying Bird reading. These type of readings actually give us insight into what it is humanity or the collective or those who are guided to watch this video are energetically working on, consciously or unconsciously. So I've had several messages coming forward as well as a few dreams. So we're going to go ahead and get started. This may be a longer one, but the longer, the deeper we go. So the overall energy for this message, we have at the bottom of the deck, which is the Osho Zen cards. We have the Rebel. So, we are considered rebels. Those of us on the ascension path, on the awakening path, that know we are volunteers. What are we rebelling against? What are we saying no to? What are we pulling out of the 3D matrix system? The 3D matrix system, we are breaking chains, and limitations. And we are spreading our wings. Look at his beautiful wings. Look how he's being guided by the light. Look how he's dressed and adorned in beautiful robes and gowns. Integrating with his higher self and remembering his true nature. And choosing the light. Breaking the chains, letting go, ascending, understanding that he did not come to be conformed, lied to, deceived, manipulated, or limited. Remembering his true nature and sovereignty and his purpose and mission on why he is here. What does this usually require? Alone time, but that's only alone to turn within to the light within yourself, connecting with your higher self. What does this require? That we slow down. That we slow down on our path. That we connect with Mother Gaia, that we're grounding. And where will this lead you? Traveling. You are traveling on a path. It is dark at the beginning of the path, but you're traveling towards the light. Where will you end up? Remembering that you are a creator, that you hold the light within you, and uniting the collective consciousness. We are the world. So let's get started with the main message. That was just the general energy of this reading. So, this particular reading style or spread is called the Flying Bird. This is actually my first time using this one, but it was a message I received last night to use this particular spread this morning. So, the first card is the Here and Now. The Here and Now, existence. Existence, remembering where we came from. Remembering our origin. Tuning into that, connecting with that energy. Remembering you are a child of the stars. Grounding that energy into Mother Gaia so it can be planted and seeded here on the earth. You are a seed of the cosmos, one with all creation, existence, remembering your light and grounding it here. So that's the here and now. The resistance card, what are we fearful of? And this left side, although you cannot see it, but this card I'm pull now, has to do more with the resistance to the feminine energy or allowing the flow of source. What are we fearful of? Morality, the standards and guidelines that the authority has set. What they have said is right and wrong. And we are fearful of stepping outside of those guidelines, of being considered immoral, wrong, out of alignment, going against the grain, going against the earthly moral codes and religions. One message that came to me that I knew was coming up in this reading is even in our relationships, many relationships are being challenged at this time, especially with the raise in the frequency and the vibration and the Schumann resonance, and especially so many being limited, having reduced hours, maybe losing jobs, spending more time at home, having to spend time with each other. In relationships, boyfriends and girlfriends, wives and husbands, partnerships of all kinds. And you, especially within religious dogma and programming, you have many who are realizing, I'm actually in an abusive relationship. But then we look at our moral code and all these moral judgments and what other people, external forces, are dictating and determining and demanding that you stay in abusive relationships because according to them, it's sinful. Many people, are afraid to follow their hearts, follow their inner self-guidance. What I can say, as I have shared before, our relationships, our individual relationships mirror the collective. So many people are in relationships that are restrictive, confining, abusive, and karmic. And this is mirroring the relationship we have with the 3D matrix, with the control system, with the reptilians, with the AI, with the archons, with the grays, or any beings that are fallen that want to continue to use humanity and the earth as their resource. And you see this mirrored in the individual relationships. The more you heal and tune into your higher self, the greater understanding you have about your relationships. It is important to know on a soul level if your relationship is karmic, if it is a divine union, if it is a soulmate union, if it is a twin flame union. And then once you know that, understanding the lessons and the purpose of the union. What are you meant to heal? What are you meant to transmute? What are you meant to overcome? What are you meant to learn? But much of this starts with healing yourself. Your most important relationship is between you and your higher self. It is not another partner. Your most important relationship is between you and your higher self. It is not a family member. It is not a system. It is not a church. It is not a religion. It is you and your higher self. It's not an ancestor. The next card is going to be your responsibility to the fear. Ooh, that's interesting. Responsibility to the fear. Let's see what it says. Guidance, as I stated, tuning in to your higher self. Your higher self is the highest version of you. What is your responsibility to overcome your fear to morality and 3D standards? Remembering who you are and tuning in to your true guidance, not external influence, not external dictates, not external traditions. Tune into your higher self to see and remember your true nature and what you came here to do. That is your responsibility. That is how you heal and integrate this limitation and this fear. And the next card is going to be your inner support intuition of this responsibility. Because we do have responsibilities. You agreed to a mission. You agreed to a purpose. You agreed to assist a planet, an earth, humanity, human beings. That is your responsibility and your agreement as a highly evolved being incarnated as a human. So what is your inner support of this responsibility? Oh, you are an ascended master. You have mastered something. You are of angelic origin. You are of star-seated consciousness. And you are a master. You have mastered something. You came here to remember and ground something to this planet. Whether it's a skill, whether it's knowledge, whether you have been a teacher. Many of us have been or are, considering we are multidimensional, teachers in galactic universities. You are a professor at a galactic university. We sit on councils. This is your inner support, but you have to tune into it. You have to connect with it. You have to remember it. It is your responsibility, but do it with joy, love, and honor. We didn't come here to be like the 3D system and to dictate to others. Be the example. Be the light. Lead the way. You are a walking master. It's time to believe in yourself. But connect with the highest part of you. And not on a sometimey basis, only when you're meditating, only when you're in sessions. This is a full-on 24/7 integration in order to integrate and ascend to the 5th, 6th, and 7th dimension, which you have traveled much higher. Much higher. You came from much higher. But it is a full integration when questions are coming up, when decisions are coming up, when situations are coming up. Are you stopping to remember you have a higher self? Are you stopping to inquire? Are you stopping to feel? Are you open to your higher self perspective? The angels, your spirit guides, your animal guides, your ascended ancestors? Are you asking anybody, or are you still just acting on your own as if you don't have guidance? Are you waiting for an answer? Are you allowing the guidance and the remembrance? And the 5th card, external support. So this is that masculine energy, is more of an external support. Intelligent action responding to the situation. And we have awareness. It is time for a higher awareness, seeing through the illusion, moving out of the victim. Look at that shadowy energy on the outside. That looks like victim energy. My hands are up. I'm demanding. I'm crying. I'm pointing the finger. I'm blaming. You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be operating this way. You shouldn't be hurting people. This system should not exist. Blah, 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 on and on and on and on. And it is definitely understandable. It's understandable. But it is not in alignment with how we create. You have to have a higher perspective and awareness within yourself and how you create realities. How do we create the individual reality? How do we create the collective reality? How have they been creating this reality that has sustained for thousands of years a planet under strict limitation, being farmed for energy, for loosh, for blood, for DNA, for human DNA, where they're experimenting? How has this energetically been occurring? Because another thing Spirit was telling me, and these messages were coming up, and Spirit was like, this is going to trigger some. They're not going to like it, but we're going to say it, because a higher awareness is coming onto the planet, into our remembrance and into our consciousness. Plain and simple. Whether it be the Lemurians, whether it be the Atlanteans, whether it be the Egyptians, whether it be the Mayans, whether it be the Incans, whether it be the Tibetans, the Indians, or India, people from India, Native Americans, indigenous, or whether it be Africans, whether it be Black people, whoever it is. Because we still have a lot of trauma to clear about being conquered, and not just on this planet. There's been other planets conquered, total planets completely and totally destroyed. If you fail, if you were destroyed, the people, the consciousness, the beings, whoever it was, lacked an understanding about something. You have to accept this and stop pointing the finger. There was something you did not understand. There was something you did not do. Because you have to also be aware and admit that even in, we can just look at the native indigenous of America. The indigenous, because they're not Indians. The natives. Many of the Black people. Many of the brown people have to accept that there was something you did not understand if you, your people, or your ancestors got conquered. Because even when the settlers were coming to America, or well, it wasn't even called America then, but whatever, coming to this land that we're on right now, if you're in America, North America, the United States. Many tribes or groups ascended. They knew they were coming. They ascended to a higher dimensional plane. There were whole civilizations that completely vanished. In South America too. This has been documented all around the world. Whole groups of people vanished into thin air. People don't vanish, just like children don't vanish. They go somewhere. So whether or not they went to the inner earth, whether or not they went to the fifth dimension, or whether or not they were able to teleport to a whole nother planet. But many of them went to the inner earth or the fifth dimension. They were able to leave or ascend because their vibration was high enough. And they received the messages from Spirit, and they knew what was coming. There is a greater awareness or understanding. And if you can't look past the trauma, the problem, what has occurred, to gain the knowledge and understanding to move forward, you keep yourself stuck. Many times when we're clearing grid lines, we are clearing people's souls, spirits that have been trapped due to trauma. They could not find their way to the light, whether or not it was a genocide, whether or not it was a slaughter, whether or not they were hanged, whether or not their land was burned, whether or not they were captured and tortured, whatever it is. But that trauma makes it hard to find the light. Revenge makes it hard to find the light. We are soothing and healing each other so that we can ascend the planet. And it is so much easier if you tune in to have a higher awareness and understanding of consciousness and how true healing actually occurs. Healing within you affects your external reality. Relaxation and acceptance. Relaxation and acceptance. Relaxation and acceptance and allowing is a state of healing. It is a very feminine energy. Let's see what card we have for that. Patience. Allowing the new earth, the new you, your higher self, your true nature, to grow, to be nurtured, allowing time for yourself. Going with the flow, going with the cycles. Understanding your path, understanding your guidance, understanding the seeds that you are cultivating. Understanding that even when a mother is pregnant, there are certain things she has to let go of, certain activities, certain foods. And in alignment, healed mother changes her behavior and activities to accommodate for what is growing within her. She makes accommodations. She allows changes. She allows her physical body to change. She can't grow a new baby in the same body. That body has to change. You have to allow, and you have to have patience. And you have to have compassion and understanding for this change. You can't say you want to ascend the planet, but then expect things to stay the same. It's not going to stay the same. Nothing is going to stay the same. But you have to have patience and allow the healing in yourself, the healing in others, and the healing of Mother Gaia. We are all mirroring each other. When you see Mother Gaia purging, because she's purging, allow for the purging within humanity. You cannot rush it. And besides that, your only power is within yourself. So if you want to rush anything, if you want to speed up a process, then speed it up within yourself. Because that's the only place you have power. But looking outside yourself, pointing the finger and saying what everybody else should be doing, what everybody else need to hurry up and do, that is not cultivating patience or compassion or allowing. That is a feminine energy that needs to be allowed and integrated and understood. And the final card for this part of the reading. the arrival at a new level of awareness. And again, this is on the masculine side. So this is a new level of awareness within the masculine energy that is present within all human beings, within all consciousness. And we have the Lover's card. This is moving into sacred alchemy, union within yourself and externally. But the first union needs to be you and your higher self accepting and loving and honoring yourself so that you're able to honor another, to love another, to share with another. And that doesn't include just romantic relationships. That includes family. That includes children. That includes parents. That includes community. That includes existence. But moving into a sacred love. So let's read the message of the dragon that's coming forward to assist us at this time. And this is the Earth Dragon. And you can connect with these Earth Dragons as they are assisting humanity in clearing the grid lines, the ley lines, the sacred sites and the vortexes, the mounds and the pyramids. Stay grounded. Be ready to be ready to serve. Stuck energy is clearing. You can move forward in life. Fourth dimensional earth dragons are brown, the color of the soil. They love the planet and the land itself. It was these sturdy dragons who helped to build the original dragon lines that we now call ley lines. Part of their service work is to travel along them to clear them when asked to do so. So you have to call them in. You have to remember them, connect with them, and trust that they are clearing the grid lines with you. It is time to clear unwanted energies that are preventing your life from moving forward. This is an ongoing process within yourself and Mother Gaia. Some of these may be in the earth under your home or office or where you travel. Call on the earth dragons and ask them to remove all that is not in accordance with divine light. Then sense the frequency rising within the land and on your path. When you walk, think of the earth dragons and connect with them through the earth. Ask them to ground you and your vision, for this card signifies that they are now boosting your spiritual journey and you are ready to fly. Notice the progress you make. And we honor and appreciate the earth dragons. Alright, so the next part of the reading we're actually doing from the Mystical Shaman Oracle, getting some insight into the past, present, and future influences regarding the full moon and the reading, the first part of the reading. So the past influences. That's interesting. We have the smoky mirror. The smoky mirror. And mirrors are really a lot about reflection. As within, so without. As above, so below. And mirrors can also be very triggering, demonstrating, mirroring to you what still needs to be healed, loved, integrated, honored, accepted, forgiven, let go, transmuted. The smoky mirror. So we're clearing up that mirror. so that we may see clearly with a higher perspective, having a higher awareness. So this is the past. So in the past, there was a lack of awareness because it was smoky. It was confused. It was cloudy. We're moving into a higher awareness. So in the past, there were lessons to learn. And we were looking through smoky mirrors, through manipulation, through deception, misunderstandings. Humanity, earth beings, are young. Have compassion. Help them to clear the mirror so that they can see clearly and move beyond the fog and the daze and the mind control. The present. Ooh, we have the serpent. I think I'm going to read the message for this one. The serpent. Of course, the first word that comes to mind is Kundalini. But let's read the message for this one here. So for the serpent is the life force of Mother Earth, not to be confused with serpent beings or with reptilians. We are talking about Mother Gaia. We are talking about, we'll just leave it at that. We're talking about Mother Earth, because serpent beings and reptilians are not from the earth. The serpent is the life force of Mother Gaia, Mother Earth. The coiled serpent of the Kundalini brings passion, healing, and renewal. It brings remembrance, integrations. She offers us the fruit of the tree of knowledge in the Garden of Eden and reminds us to shed the past the way she sheds her tired old skin. Several of us have been having dreams of flushing toilets. I mean, it's really that simple. Flush it away. Flush the 3D matrix. Let it go. Let it go down the toilet. Let it go. Flush the toilet, because some people's toilets is clogged up. Get it unclogged, flush it, and let it go. Serpent comes to offer you the forbidden fruit that will set your passion and creativity free. So what is the forbidden fruit, and who made it forbidden? Well, to me, what's coming to me right away is the forbidden fruit is the connection and remembrance of your higher self, and that you can create a new reality, a new earth, and have a new experience, and stop creating on behalf of the controllers, of the control systems, of your oppressors, of your conquerors. Stop creating for them. Stop creating for the cabal, Illuminati, Bilderbergs, whoever. We don't really care what name they have or what they call themselves. Create for yourself. The serpent power of the Kundalini is stirring within your chakras, gently asking you to embrace its mystery. Shed the old skin that you have been so attached to. Shed the old matrix that you have been so attached to. Shed the internet that you've been so attached to. And it's not even about not using it, but it's about understanding that there is more to existence than that. So the matrix system, including the internet, including the AI, wants you to believe that you find all your knowledge and everything you need to know right there. But anybody that knows the truth about the internet is that it's controlled, it's limited. There are lots of information, lots of documents that are made, what do I want to say? But they make them top secret. And most of your top secret documents have to do with consciousness, have to do with existence, the truth of your nature, your intuitive nature, your healing abilities, your connection to Mother Gaia, the earth and the weather, and consciousness and galactic consciousness. Internet has nothing on galactic consciousness. Nothing. There are galactic universities that exist within this universe and outside of it. And if you think the internet is a know-all and be-all, then you are sadly mistaken. So just expand your awareness beyond. It's not saying we don't need it for a time, but I've seen us use tools that are similar and far more expanded than the ones we use here in connecting consciously to each other. We use devices, but we don't depend on them. They don't make or break us, and all of our knowledge or wisdom is held in these devices. Not at all. Your passion and sexuality are awakening. And this can be scary. The sexual energy is a creative energy. I actually had messages coming forward even about those who aren't like sexually active. They told you it was a sin to be loving to yourself. But you have to release that energy. It is creative energy. But do you want to be clear? Do you want to have your chakras clear? Do you want to be clear of entities? Do you want to be clear of succubi within your home and astral and all that other stuff? Yes. But that does not mean that you proceed in life fearful that if I orgasm, some other lower dimensional being is going to take my energy. Raise your vibration to the point that they can't attach to you anymore. Do your healing. Actually have entities removed. It is not good enough to say I said a prayer, or I said a decree, or I said a whatever. Oh, I called on Archangel Michael. I'm sure that he released all my entities. Well, if Archangel Michael didn't clearly express to you that he did, then he probably didn't. If your higher self hasn't clearly expressed to you that it has been done, then it probably wasn't done. But that's just my understanding as an alchemist that removes entities and possessions. So you have to do that higher ongoing integration where you're continuing to heal, where you can receive confirmation directly. If you're still depending on other people, notice I said depending. That is different than working with, uniting with, assisting. We are here to unite and assist each other. You don't have to do it alone anymore. And there's so many dark entities challenging people. If you're so strong, why don't you remove me yourself? And you just let them play with your ego. No, it's okay to receive assistance, but receive guidance and use discernment about who to receive assistance from. But whoever you're receiving assistance from should be very interested in your higher self-integration, your empowerment, your sovereignty, because they understand that we are brothers and sisters. We are brothers and sisters, and we agreed to come here together to help each other, to help humanity. So the future card, moving forward, we have the staff. And the staff is about your empowerment. The staff is about your remembrance. The staff is about your connection and grounding the energies, the knowledge, the wisdom, the beauty, the love, the joy that you came here to embody and speak freely and share freely and experience yourself as a creator. You cannot have a true high experience as a creator being still tied down and dictated to by the third dimensional reality and the perverse energies disconnected. All All right, part 2. My phone had cut off. Needed to clear some storage of some other readings I had done before today. But again, the staff. This is your remembrance, your empowerment, your integration, your sovereignty. It is going to be almost impossible to experience a high degree of yourself as a creator if you are still limited or dictated to by the third dimensional matrix. So that includes the power systems, the authoritative systems, because many of these have taken on a life of their own and they want to survive and they don't want to let go. They don't want to free humanity. They don't want us to ascend. This planet is being farmed and they have infiltrated all of the systems. But you are an ascended master. So ultimately you have to ask yourself, who will you answer to and who do you serve? Did you come here to serve the 3D matrix? Did you come here to serve the reptilians? Did you come here to serve the AI? Did you come here to serve traumatized entities, void of light or disconnected from their higher selves? And you have to answer that question honestly. And what is your higher self guiding you to do to demonstrate your mastery? All of our missions are unique. Some of them will call us together. Some of them will be done independently. But even if you have an independent mission, it's never done alone. You have higher dimensional beings assisting you every step of the way, whether you're aware of them or not. Nothing is done alone. We are a galactic consciousness. Time to pick up your staff. Time to hold your head high. Stop dimming your light. Stop being afraid to be a rebel and say, no, no more. I know why I'm here. I remember where I came from. It's time for me and humanity to fly. No more being marred down, stuck, limited, none of that. Silenced. Told what you can create, what you cannot create, where you can go, where you cannot go. And how do we do this? Continuing to transform ourselves until it is mirrored outward. Making your higher self integration the top and highest priority. And if your higher self is guiding you on a specific path, once you have that internal integration, trust your guidance. Trust your mission and that you have the tools, the knowledge, and the support you need to travel that path. You have internal support, external support, galactic support, and earthly support. You will be guided to others of your soul family, star-seeded family, angelic family that are in alignment with you and your mission, the collective missions and the individual missions, the twin flame missions. Transformation, things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. Continue to heal. Do not stop. That is a red flag if you think you're done and there's nothing else to do. Red flag. Continue. It is a continuous process. Earth is not stopping at the 5th dimensional level. She exists at multiple dimensional levels. And her humanity are in a process of ascension. They will not stop at the 4th or 5th either. They will not stop at the 6th. And the final message: coming together, uniting. Focus on what unites you. Focus on what brings you joy, what brings love, what brings comfort, what brings protection. We are protectors. We are protectors. We came here to assist, protect, heal, and ascend humanity. But we have to do it within ourselves first. Unity and sovereignty. Sacred alchemical union. Uniting the masculine and feminine within yourself to see it demonstrated outside of yourself. What is love and unity guiding you to do? I love you. I honor and appreciate you. Fly free. Namaste.